Are you looking for somewhere to put all of your helmets? I've got the perfect DIY solution to help you make your own helmet wall mounts for only $1.98 each. And it's crazy super simple to make. When you subscribe, make sure to ring that bell like it's National Bell Ringing Day. You won't want to miss out on all the great cosplay tips and builds coming out every week that will help you cosplay like a boss. Hey Apprentice Squad, I'm Skylar Osler, and apparently I make a lot of helmets on this channel because they're piling up. If you've got helmets, cosplays, collectibles, or just kids' costumes piling up, drop an amen in the comments and let's dive into this DIY solution that's gonna blow your mind. I've made a few of these in the past, but I've run out, so I need to make some more. I haven't seen anyone else using this technique, so I thought it'd be a great opportunity to share it with you. First things first, we're just gonna need to grab a few supplies. 1/2 inch or 3/4 inch PVC pipe, depending on how heavy your helmet is. Most of my foam helmets work on 1/2 inch. Spray paint and foam floor mat tiles. I've already got PVC pipe and spray paint from Home Depot, but I don't have any floor mat tiles. Come with me and I'll show you where we can get some on the cheap. So check these out. These are foam floor mat tiles, only $8.99 for a pack of 4 of them. It's not that great a quality of foam, but for this it's gonna be great because it's nice and cheap, and we're just using them to kind of cushion the helmets on there, so these are perfect. Haha, let's do it. Got it. Great. All right, we're back at the shop and ready to make our helmet wall mounts. So the basic idea is we're going to cut the PVC pipe down, heat up the end, splice it in half, heat up the middle, bend it into an elbow, and cap it with something soft to protect the helmet. So first, let's mark out our sections on the PVC pipe. Measure in 2.5 inches from the end and mark a line. And label this mount section, as this will become our splice that mounts to the wall. Next, we will mark the line for how far out from the wall we need or want the helmet to be sitting. I find that around 5.5 inches is a good distance for most helmets. But if you have a helmet that sticks out quite a bit in the back, like this one, you may want to increase the length to compensate. Last, we will mark how tall the upright piece will be that the helmet will sit on. A good height I have found for most of my helmets is around 8 inches. But for the cleanest look, it's ideal to customize the helmet wall mount based on the helmet you plan to hang on it. For example, if you have a Clone Trooper helmet like this one, or a Mandalorian helmet, you'll need to make it taller. Or if you have a Wonder Woman Asteria armor helmet like this one, you need to make it much shorter. To find the custom length, simply balance the helmet on a ruler in the middle, and make note where the back of the helmet lines up on the ruler, and then add 1/2 inch for clearance. The Clone Trooper one, for example, is at 11 inches. So we add 1/2 inch, and our length is 11.5 inches. Now, with your PVC pipe marked, you can cut it off at the last mark we made. Next, let's create the splice on the end. Again, this will be what mounts to the wall. Simply heat up the section marked mount with a heat gun until the PVC pipe softens. Then, while it's still hot, cut as straight a line as possible along the center of that section. If the PVC is still soft enough, wearing a pair of gloves, quickly spread apart and flatten the slices so that it looks like an upside down T sticking into the air. If the PVC cools and becomes too stiff, just heat it up and flatten it. On each end of your T piece, mark and drill a hole 1/2 inch in and centered on the width. Next, heat up the PVC pipe in a section around 1 to 2 inches on either side of the middle mark. And when the PVC pipe softens, bend it into an elbow with the spliced pieces running parallel to the upright of the elbow. Lastly, take one of your foam floor mat tiles and use a bowl or a round object to trace and cut out a circle about 5 inches in diameter. Then heat it up with a heat gun on both sides, and then press and roll the treaded side on your knee or on a softball to turn it into a little dome. Is this making sense? Give this video a like or let me know in the comments if it's making sense so far. Okay, so at this stage, if you want to pretty up your helmet wall mount, you can paint your PVC pipe whatever color you want to match your decor. Spray paint works great on PVC pipe. Just do a couple coats and then give it ample time to dry before handling it too much, especially if you're doing a metallic color like silver. Once the paint is dried, you can hot glue the foam dome on the top of the bracket. This will help protect your helmet and give it a more stable platform to sit on. To mount it, you're going to need to find a stud. Not that kind of stud. Now that's a stud. Or you can install wall anchors. Then just screw it in on the wall where you want it. There is one major setback to this helmet wall mount that I'll tell you about in just a second. But first, let's review how easy it is to make yourself. Simple, cheap materials, heat and shape, paint and mount. So that comes to $15.81 in materials, and I estimate that you can make 8 cosplay helmet wall mounts and have materials to spare. So, divide it out, you can make each one for only $1.98. But the biggest setback is that now you have 8 helmet hangers, so either you don't have enough helmets to put on them, or your workspace is completely clear of helmets so you can make more. Either way, you're going to need to make a few more helmets. Well, I've got you covered. I put together a playlist right over here of a bunch of EVA foam cosplay helmets for you. They all have patterns, so it's super easy to make. And if you want your helmets to look super realistic, thin and sturdy, check out my line of EVA foam called What the Foam. Specifically made for making costumes, helmets, and props. Thanks for subscribing, and cosplay on, my friend. See ya!